I've got Kate Welsh next. She's been described as a serial social entrepreneur. I think that's a pretty good description, really. She's Chief Executive of social enterprise Acumen. Her vision is to create social enterprise communities across the North East. She's been hugely supportive to NEAS, and she's helping us to look at social enterprises and how we could establish some social enterprises. Would you please welcome Kate Welsh?
It's my job to kind of round up some of the stuff that you've heard, to say, haven't we actually heard inspiring things? We've heard some challenging things. It's given us own personal challenges in terms of what we might do, but it's really given us food for thought. And my experiences are paralleling some of the things that other people have talked about. I've set my first social enterprise up. The serial bit sounds a bit like a serial killer, so I've been told not to always use that. But as a serial social entrepreneur, what I've been doing since 2003, as it happens, is setting up social enterprises initially to help people very disadvantaged in the labour market. So I've set the first one up in East Durham to help long-term unemployed people into work. And lots of the people that we've worked with over the years, it's 16,000 people we've helped into work now, have a whole set of challenges that going to an employer made them feel quite diffident about it. They didn't want to shout about the strengths. They didn't want to say the things they could do. And they were definitely being put off by things like job descriptions, things like interview processes. We've discovered employers that test you to see whether or not you're capable of having a literacy level at a level 3. And then really the job actually only demanded a foundation level, which was way, way below that. We've had interviewers, somebody said to me, well, why can't we get people? They come along and they come for one day and then they go away again. I said, did you actually tell them you make garlic bread and it smells of garlic and some of them don't like that? Oh, we've never told anybody that. And their induction processes were so bad, they really weren't actually supporting people into the workplace. So I think lots of what we've learned today are not just about people with autism. That's just part of that whole thing about being a really good employer, but also about being somebody with the confidence and the self-belief to go forward and say, I can do this. But let's work together to put the right sort of support in place. I hold myself up as somebody who's a bit guilty of not having done that very well in one situation. I happen to volunteer with Girl Guiding. I've been doing it for 40 years nearly now. And a young girl came along who'd been in the Brownies, had been in my guides very briefly when she was 10. And then Vicky came along to me and said, can I come and help? And she was 20. And I said, yeah, come along, come and help. And she didn't say anything, I didn't say anything, but she just came in and was part of it. And then I noticed that she'd kind of run into the corner because it had got very noisy. We've got 36 guides who are quite noisy, lots of 10 to 14-year-olds. And then I said to her, are you all right, Vicky? And she said, I haven't told you this, but I've got Asperger's and I don't like the noise. And I didn't know, she hadn't told me. But now what we've been able to do is make those adjustments that she works with the smaller group. She might go into some of the smaller rooms that we work with. And I'm really proud to say she gets a 10-year-long service award this week, which is phenomenal, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely, because she's able to work with us in a way that we've been able to build that trust and friendship. And I now know things like if somebody dies close to her, or even not even very close, she's really, really upset, and I need to deal with that in particular ways. So for me, that was a great learning curve for me. So I've taken actions in terms of trying to understand better, and my work, a little bits that I've done so far with North East Autism Society, have just shown me what fantastic stuff they do. We're exploring social enterprise together because social enterprise might just actually be a bit of the bridging for people as well. So social enterprises that are businesses with social purpose that support people on that first journey into work might be an initial point. So if anybody's interested in that, come and talk to me. And I'll do my little bit of a plug. We're running a festival for social enterprises and social entrepreneurs here at the Sage at the end of October. Orchestra are performing. If anybody's interested in coming and talking to us and seeing about that, that would be really great to do. And I think North East Autism Society should be selling your wares there. So that's a little nudge to say, come and do that. But my real call to action, I'm really interested actually, Alex, that you started to talk about 3 groups of people, because my notes say there are 3 groups of people that I really want to say something to. First of all, if you are somebody who is on the autistic spectrum, if you're somebody who feels a little bit, this is a bit hard and I'm going to get some knockbacks and it might not be that easy, have confidence, just have that confidence, because if you believe in yourself and you're also ready to accept that you might need to learn some stuff as well, that's what it's all about, then go for it, really do go for it. You can explore both self-employment or employment, but go for it. Parents and friends, we're not always as good parents and friends as we might need to be sometimes. So do it too. There are parents who sometimes won't let their children go forward for things. I do quite a lot of work with adults with learning disabilities in some other contexts, and we've got parents that are saying, oh, but what about the benefits? You know, we're going to lose money actually if you go for a job. That's not the right sort of attitude. It's about saying, what can you do? And I'll be there to support you all of the way. So if you're a friend, a parent, a carer, grandparent, whatever it might be, you be there for them and you help them fulfill the potential that they've got. And lastly, employers, but not lastly at all, because you are so important. 26,000 people in the Northeast with autism. We are now entering a place in the Northeast where our employment figures are finally really going up. We've been one of the lowest areas for employment for many, many years. I happen to sit on the board of One Northeast for half a dozen years, and one of the things we kept talking about was raising the employment rates, and we talk about productivity, but what is also important is participation in the labour market. So let's make sure that we enable everybody to participate in that labour market. The support is there. North East Autism Society developing packages of all sorts of things. You've seen some of the materials that Amanda talked about and other things. The support is there. You're not left going, well, I don't know what to do now. There'll be people there that can help you. Sometimes it costs a little bit of money, but Department of Work and Pensions pay through Access to Work to let you have that funding to do that. Those adjustments, that support is absolutely there. So my urge to all of you is, whoever you are, whatever your involvement in whatever way is, go away today and say, I am going to do something about this. I am going to make a difference. One person in that 26,000 would be fantastic. 10, 20, 30 would be amazing. Just go away and say that you're going to do that. And all of the people from North East Autism Society are here. Talk to them as you go. In fact, I don't think they will let you out of the door without signing up to something. So just absolutely say, I will not go home today without actually doing something. Off you go.